are going to begin this morning in a seat on our mat, just a simple cross-legged position on our mat. Sitting up straight and tall will lengthen through our spine. We'll allow the back of our wrists to rest on our knees. And we'll just begin with a little bit of breathing. Close our eyes. Breathe in through our nose and exhale through our mouths. We'll just take a few breaths here. We'll give everybody a few minutes to kind of jump in. So again, we're in a seat on our mat. We're inhaling, breathing in through our nose, exhaling through our mouths. Let's take this moment here to find a little bit of stillness in our bodies, noticing our breath. Bringing awareness into our bodies. Here you can set an intention for your practice. Taking this moment to dedicate your practice to someone you care about, someone you love. Next inhale, you can open your eyes and reach your arms all the way up toward the ceiling. On your exhale, folding forward, walk your fingers forward, but keep your hip bones on the mat. Then walk your hands over to the right side. Take another inhale to lengthen your spine and exhale, fold. And then walking over to the left side. Again, inhale for length, exhale, fold. Come back through the center, walk our hands back toward ourselves. Inhale, reaching our arms all the way up. And on the exhale, we'll twist, dropping the left arm, reaching back with the right. We'll inhale to lengthen our spine, and on the exhale, twist and look over the right shoulder. Inhale back up through center. Exhale, twist, dropping the right arm, reach back with the left. Inhale for length, exhale, twist, and look over the left shoulder. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, drop the right arm, reach over with the left. Try to keep your hip bones on the mat. Really reach with that top arm, maybe even walk your bottom hand fingers out a little bit further. Find a little more space, looking up toward the ceiling. Then inhale back up through center. Exhale, switching sides, drop the left arm, reach over with the right, lengthening to the right side. Really reach long and high with the top arm. And walk your bottom hand fingers out a little bit further. Then sweep your arms along your sides, lift your hips, roll your shoulder blades back, and inhale. Exhale, sink your hips back to the mat. We'll inhale, reach our arms up, and then switch the cross of our feet. On the exhale, releasing our hands to heart center, then allowing our palms to rest on our knees. We'll inhale, draw our chest forward, look up toward the ceiling. Exhale, pull our navel to our spine, rounding through our back. Inhale, lift our chest, look up. Exhale, navel to spine for seated cat-cow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, navel to spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale, navel to spine. We'll take 2 more breaths. Coming back to neutral, inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Sink our hips back so that we can switch the cross of our feet without using our hands. On the exhale, press our palms to heart center. Then again, release our hands to our knees. We'll draw our chest forward on the inhale. Rock over to the right, all the way toward the back edge on the exhale. Then over to the left, inhale, draw our chest forward, making big circles. Really opening up through our lungs, creating some movement through our bodies. These are called stomach grinds. Now let's switch directions. Again, inhaling as we lift, reach our chest forward. Exhale, navel to spine. Big circles here. Take 2 more rotations and then be back in a neutral spine. Again, sitting up straight and tall, let's take a big inhale. We'll reach our arms as high as we can. Exhale again, folding forward. Reaching our fingers as far as we can. We'll take another inhale for length. Exhale, fold. Then keep your hands right where they're at. Continue shifting forward until you come into a tabletop position. So tabletop position, our knees are below our hips, our wrists are below our shoulders, our spine is neutral. We'll straighten through our left leg and press the tip of our toes onto the edge of the mat. Sinking our weight back, maybe far enough that we can lift our right knee so we stretch through our left calf. And then lowering our right knee to the mat, we'll lift the left leg, reaching forward with the right arm, taking an inhale. And on the exhale, bring our knee and elbow together beneath us. Inhale for length, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Got 2 more breaths here. Inhale, reach, bend the left knee, reach back with your right hand. See if you can catch your foot, lifting your chest, looking forward. And then release right back through tabletop position. We'll switch sides, straightening the right leg, pressing the tip of our toes onto the edge of the mat, sinking our weight back, maybe even lifting our left knee. Lowering the left leg, will lift the right, reaching forward with the left arm, taking an inhale. On the exhale, bring the knee and elbow together beneath us. Inhale, reach for length. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. back with the left hand, catching your foot, lifting your chest, and looking. And releasing the right leg, we'll come back through our tabletop position. Tuck our toes, lift our hips, take a moment sinking our hips back through bear pose. And then gradually sinking to your heels, straightening through your legs for downward dog. And you can bend your right knee, bend your left knee, just alternate sides. Find some length through your spine. Maybe twist through your shoulders a few times. On the inhale, lift the right leg all the way up toward the ceiling. Bending through your right knee, make big circles with the right knee to open up through your hip. And then try those circles in reverse. Inhale, extend the right leg all the way up toward the ceiling. On the exhale, sweep the right knee forward toward your nose, rounding through your spine. Inhale, lift the right leg. On the exhale, bring your right knee to your left elbow. Inhale, all the way back up through three-legged dog, and on the exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, back up through center. On the exhale, step forward between your hands, lowering through your back knee. Bring our hands up to our front knee. And on the inhale, reach our arms up toward the ceiling, really lifting our chest, sinking nice and deep through our left thigh. And then just check your alignment here. Make sure your right knee doesn't pass your right ankle. Sink nice and deep. Inhale, reaching your arms up. We'll interlace our fingers, flip our palms, and look up toward the ceiling. And on the exhale, we'll lower our hands down to the mat, straighten to the front leg for half split. You can try pointing and flexing your right foot a few times. Be rocking your toes side to side. Inhale, lengthening through your spine. And the exhale, fold forward over the right leg. Lifting your chest. If you want to play with sliding that right foot forward a little bit, just as much as you are warm, maybe opening up through your hips a little bit deeper. Wherever you're at, be folding forward again over the right leg. And then sliding the right leg back in. We'll heel toe our foot to the edge of the mat on the right side, sinking to the outside edge of our foot. We'll bring our hands on the inside of that right leg and maybe coming down onto our left forearm or both forearms, depending on your flexibility. And take your right hand and press against the inside edge of your right thigh. Twist and look up over your right shoulder. Maybe even reach back with your right hand. See if you can find your left ankle. Catching your ankle with your right hand and twist and look up toward the ceiling. And then release. Bring your hands back to the mat. We'll step back into a plank. Hug our elbows into our sides for chaturanga, bottom of the push-up, drawing our chest forward. On the inhale, lifting our chest for upward dog. And on the exhale, lifting our hips, press back to downward dog. Again, you can bend one knee or the other. Maybe sink your heels a little bit closer to the mat. Take a few deep breaths. See if you can sink a little bit deeper through your shoulders. And on the inhale, lift the left leg all the way up, three-legged dog. Bending through your knee, open up through your hip, make a few hip circles on the left. And then try those circles in reverse. Inhale, extend the left leg all the way back up, and on the exhale, draw your knee forward, rounding through your spine. Inhale all the way back up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your left knee to your left elbow. Inhale all the way back up, and on the exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale all the way back up through three-legged dog, and on the exhale, step forward between your hands. Lower through your back knee. Walk your hands up to the front knee. Check your alignment here. Make sure left knee is right in line with your left ankle. Keeping your hips square. Inhale, reach your arms up toward the sky. Then dropping your left arm will reach over with the right, looking up toward the ceiling. If you need to, you can grab a yoga block here. Place it beside you so you have a little bit more support. And then switching sides, dropping the right hand, reaching up with the left. And again, you can use the yoga block here. Inhaling back up through the center. On the exhale, place your hands on the mat, straighten to the front leg for half splits. And you can point and flex your left foot a few times. Maybe rocking your toes side to side. Taking an inhale for length, and on the exhale, folding forward over the left leg. Inhale, lifting your chest. Maybe play with sliding your left foot forward, see if you have any more space here. Opening your hips a little bit deeper. We'll inhale, lengthen our spine, and on the exhale, again, folding forward over the left leg. Lifting your chest, slide that left foot back in, bending to the left knee, we'll heel toe our foot to the edge of the mat on the left side, bringing our hands on the inside of that left leg, maybe sinking to the outside edge of our foot. If you've got the space, you can come down onto your right forearm, maybe also your left, opening up through your hip. And then using your left hand, maybe press against the inside edge of your left thigh, twisting and looking up toward the ceiling. And reaching back with your left hand, bend your right knee, see if you can catch your foot or ankle, and then twist and look up over your left shoulder. Come back into a plank, stepping back into a plank. This time we'll come down onto our forearms. And then drop our heels side to side to wake up our obliques. Come back through neutral, bringing ourselves back up to a high plank. We'll hug our elbows into our sides for Chaturanga, Bottom Push-Up. Inhale, lifting our chest, Upward Dog. And on the exhale, lifting our hips, pressing back to Downward Dog. And just taking a few breaths here. On the inhale, lifting the right leg all the way up, three-legged dog. On the exhale, bending the knees, sweeping that knee forward, stepping forward between our hands. We'll flatten through our back heel for Warrior One. On the inhale, reaching our arms up toward the sky. And on the exhale, Warrior Two, bringing our arms out to the sides. Flipping our right palm, we'll reach forward, up and back for Reverse Warrior. Then cartwheeling our right arm forward, we'll bring it down to the mat, gradually straightening to the front leg for Triangle. If you can't get that hand all the way down to the mat with that front leg straight, you can bring your hand to your shin, or you can use a yoga block. So you have a little bit more support here. Different ways you can use the yoga block. And placing the left hand on the mat, you can bend the right knee if you need to, but try to keep it straight. We'll reach up with the right arm for Revolved Triangle. Then lifting your back heel, we'll sink all the way to the outside edge of our left foot and step back with the right leg into a side plank. If you need to drop your left knee to the mat for your side plank, you can. Otherwise, try to keep both legs straight. And then drop the right hand to the mat. We'll hug our elbows into our sides for Chaturanga, Bottom of a Push-Up. Inhaling for Upward Dog. Exhale for Downward Dog. On the inhale, lifting the left leg all the way up, three-legged dog. On the exhale, stepping forward between your hands, flatten through your back heel for Warrior One on the left. On the exhale, Warrior Two. Flipping the left palm, reach forward, up and back, Reverse Warrior. Lengthening to the left side. Then cartwheeling the left arm forward, maybe bringing it down to the mat for Reverse, for Triangle. Reaching up with the right arm again. You can use a yoga block here if you need to, so that you can get that front leg straight. And dropping the right arm will reach up with the left for Revolved Triangle. And again, if you end up bending a little bit to the front knee, that's okay. Then lifting your right heel, we'll pivot all the way to the right side of our foot, stepping back into a side plank, lifting our hips, and if you need to modify by dropping your knee to the mat, you can. Otherwise, we'll keep both legs straight. And then lowering the left hand to the mat, we'll hug our elbows into our sides for Chaturanga, Bottom of a Push-Up. Inhaling for Upward Dog, and on the exhale, lifting our hips for Downward Dog. On the inhale, we'll lift the right leg all the way up, three-legged dog. On the exhale, bend the knee, bring it underneath you over to the left elbow. This time, lower it down to your left wrist. Bring it back up toward your elbow, and then bring it all the way back up through three-legged dog. On the exhale, bring your right knee to your right elbow. Lower it down toward your wrist. Bring it back up toward your elbow, and then all the way back up, three-legged dog. One more time through the center. Draw your knee toward your nose. Lower it to the mat. Bring it back up toward your nose, and then all the way back up, three-legged dog. Then lower the right leg to bring it behind the left ankle. Bend through the left knee, sink your right heel toward the mat, and then really bring your chest toward your left thigh. Then step back into your downward dog. On the inhale, we'll lift the left leg all the way up, three-legged dog. On the exhale, bring your left knee toward your right elbow. Lower it down toward the mat. Bring it back up toward your elbow. And then inhale, bring it all the way up behind you, back to three-legged dog. On the exhale, left knee to left elbow. Lowering it down to the mat. Bringing it back up toward your elbow, and then all the way back up, three-legged dog. On the exhale, knee to your nose, rounding through your spine. Tapping it to the mat, bringing it back up toward your nose, and then inhale all the way back up, three-legged dog. Then sweeping the left leg behind the right, bending to the right knee. We'll draw our chest toward our right thigh. And then stepping back into our downward dog, we'll step our feet wide on our mat. Walking our hands back to our feet, we'll grab our elbows and just rock gently side to side, lengthening through our spine. Coming back to neutral on the inhale, we'll sweep our arms up behind us, interlace our fingers, straighten our arms to open up through our chest and shoulders. Then bending your elbows, place the top of your hands on your lower back and draw your shoulders and elbows toward the ground. And releasing your hands, we'll place the left hand on the outside edge of our right foot. Sweeping our right arm up toward the ceiling, we'll twist and look up over the right shoulder. You can even bend the left knee to sink a little bit deeper. Maybe even bend the right arm behind your back, see if you can catch your left thigh. And if you made it this far and you want to go a little bit deeper, take your left hand, bring it between your legs, up behind you, see if you can catch the wrist behind your back. And maybe even shift your weight onto the right leg, coming to standing and try a bird of paradise. So lifting your chest, finding your balance. You can even try straightening your left leg. And then slowly lowering all the way back down where we started. We'll release our hands, wrapping our peace fingers, our first two fingers around our big toe. We'll inhale, lift our chest, and on the exhale, fold forward. Slowly rolling all the way up to standing. We'll inhale, reach your arms up. Reach as high as we can, and on the exhale, swan dive all the way back down, sweeping our arms behind our back and interlacing our fingers again, opening through our chest and shoulders. And we'll release our hands, bring the right hand to the outside edge of the left foot, bending to the right knee if we need to, reaching up with the left, twisting and looking up over the left shoulder. Then bending the left arm behind your back, see if you can catch your right thigh. Maybe even bring your right hand between your legs to see if you can bind. And if you want to play with Bird of Paradise, you can lift your right heel, shift the weight to your left foot, slowly begin to stand on the left. And then maybe even straightening to the right leg. And then slowly lower all the way back down. Releasing that bind. Again, we'll roll all the way back up to standing. Big inhale, reach our arms all the way up. This time stepping our feet back to parallel. We'll twist side to side, find a little bit more space. Reaching our fingers a little bit higher, opening up through our lungs. And on the exhale, come back through center and press our palms to heart center. Then releasing our arms to our sides. Taking a big inhale. On the exhale, drop our right arm and reach over with the left, lengthening through the left side. Turning our chest to look up toward the ceiling. Inhale back up through center. On the exhale, switching sides, dropping the left arm, reaching over with the right. Inhale back up through center. Interlacing our fingers again, we'll flip our palms all the way up toward the ceiling. Really lifting our chest, finding a little more space. And on the exhale, swan dive, chest first, all the way down, back into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, so we're lengthening through our spine, a nice flat back here. Exhale, folding forward, bend your knees if you need to slide your hands underneath your feet, and then gradually begin to straighten through your legs, drawing your chest closer toward your thighs. Then release. Walk our hands forward to the front of the mat, step our feet back right into our downward dog. On the inhale, we'll lift the right leg all the way up, three-legged dog. Bending through our knee, we'll look under the left arm and see if we can find our foot. And if we can, we'll drop that right foot to the mat. Inhale, lifting our hips up into our wild thing. And sweep the right arm all the way back down toward the mat. Inhale, lift the right leg up through three-legged dog. And on the exhale, bring the right knee over to the left side for shooting star, reaching up with the left arm. Let's keep our right leg right where it's at. We'll drop the left hand to the mat, hug our elbows into our sides, maybe add in a few push-ups here. So you can do 1, you can do 5, you can make this your own. Then step back into your plank. We'll hug our elbows into our sides for chaturanga, bottom of a push-up. Inhale, lifting your chest, upward dog. And on the exhale, right back to downward dog. On the inhale, lifting the left leg all the way back up, three-legged dog. Bending to the left knee, looking under the right arm. See if you can find your foot and maybe drop it to the mat. Inhale, lift your hips for wild thing. And then sweep that left hand back down to the mat. Inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog. Then sweep it underneath you, out to the right side for shooting star on the right. We'll inhale, reach up with the right arm. And again, keep your left leg right right where it's at, see if you can bring your right hand down to the mat and maybe do a few push-ups on the left. Inhale, sweeping the left leg all the way back up through three-legged dog. Exhale, dropping it to the mat. We'll shift our hips forward into our plank, our elbows into our sides for chaturanga, bottom to push-up. Inhale, lifting our chest, upward dog. And on the exhale, back to downward dog. Then reaching your right hand toward your left ankle. Maybe even bending your right knee. See if you can find your balance. Lifting your right toes. You can play with just balancing on that left foot. Coming back into your downward dog. We'll bring the right hand back to the mat. And take the left hand and reach toward our right ankle. And twist. Maybe bending the left knee. See if you can lift your left toes and find your balance on the right. Coming back through your downward dog. We'll shift our hips forward, bring our knees wide, and sink back into child's pose. Locking your hands together, we'll press our palms together, bend our elbows, and bring our thumbs toward the back of our neck. And then release, we'll walk our hands over to the right side. And then over to the left side. Coming back through the center. We'll lift our hips, tuck our toes, knees stay wide. Finding our balance here in our wide knee tiptoe balance. Pressing our palms to heart center, lifting our chest. And inhale, reach your arms up on the exhale, folding forward. Sweeping your arms underneath your knees and see if you can catch your heels, lifting your chest. Then placing your hands on the mat, shift your weight forward, lifting your hips, coming into a crow balance or bakasana, lifting your toes off the mat. Bakasana. If you want, you can try just playing with your balance here. You can try just shifting your weight forward so you begin to put your weight on above your elbows. So if you're playing with your bakasana balance. You can also put a yoga block under your forehead for a little bit of something to rest your head on if you need to. Wherever you're at, maybe try resting the top of your head on your mat, creating a tripod base for a headstand. And you can tuck your knees together, maybe even press up in the headstand. And if you made it this far, try dropping your right leg down to the mat and just tap the mat, then come all the way back up into your headstand, and try that on the left. Maybe lower back down into your bakasana. Then bringing your feet back to the mat, we'll bring our knees together, straighten our legs, sweep our arms behind us. We'll bring our hands to the front of our shins and fold forward. then release, lifting your chest. Inhale, halfway lift. Again, we'll walk our hands forward, coming into a plank. Hugging our elbows into our sides for chaturanga, bottom of a push-up. Inhale, lifting our chest, upward dog. And on the exhale, right back to our downward dog. On the inhale, we'll lift the right leg all the way up, three-legged dog. On the exhale, stepping forward between your hands, we'll lift our hips and bring ourselves into a warrior three. Take your hands off the mat, press your palms to heart center. Move back a little bit. Maybe bring your arms out to the sides, maybe sweep them forward, finding your balance. Taking an inhale, and then dropping your right hand to the mat for half moon. And if you can't reach the mat, use a yoga block to find your balance here. So that's an option. Half moon. Maybe even bend your left leg, catch your left ankle, kick that foot into your ankle. Extend it a little bit deeper, and then maybe fold forward into standing splits. Then walk your hands forward, step your feet back into a plank. Hug your elbows into your sides, chaturanga, bottom of a push-up. Inhale, lifting your chest, upward dog, and on the exhale, right back to downward dog. On the inhale, lifting the left leg all the way up, three-legged dog. Exhale, stepping forward between your hands, lifting your chest, warrior three. You can bring your arms out to the sides, press your palms to heart center, or sweep your arms forward, finding your balance. Then dropping the left hand, reaching up with the right for half moon. Again, you can use a yoga block here if you need to. So yoga block for balance here. Maybe even bending your top leg and catching your foot or ankle. And releasing that leg, we'll fold forward into standing splits on the left. Placing your hands on the mat, maybe take a moment here if you're working on handstands to kick up with the right leg into your jackknife handstand. And you can just play with this. If you want to just play with a few kicks here, you can. If you're working on creating some stability and balance here. Wherever you're at, we'll step back into our downward dog and just take a few breaths. Maybe kick through our legs a few times, twist through our core. On the inhale, lifting the right leg all the way up, three-legged dog. On the exhale, sweep the right leg forward, coming into pigeon on the right. So pigeon, the top of our left thigh is pressing onto the mat. Bring our right shin parallel with the front of the mat if we have the flexibility in our hips. Otherwise, we'll bring it in wherever we need to so we can stay on the top of our left thigh. Inhale, turning our chest forward. On the exhale, folding over the right leg. And we'll take just a few breaths here. Pigeon's a good one to really sink into, find some more space through our hips. like to add a twist into your pigeon, you can inhale, reach up with the left arm. On the exhale, sweep it under the right. Twisting and looking under the right arm. We'll inhale, reach up with the right. Maybe even reach behind you. See if you can catch the foot underneath you on the ground. And then release, lifting your chest. Bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand. See if you can catch your foot. You can even catch that foot in your left elbow. Maybe reach up with the right arm and find some sort of a bind here. If you want to make it a little bit deeper, take the right hand, catch your left foot, bring the left arm through, and then bring it all the way up behind you. And then release, bring our hands back to the mat, step back into our plank, hug our elbows into our sides for chaturanga, bottom of a push-up. Inhale, lift our chest for upward dog, and on the exhale, lift our hips, press back to our downward dog. On the inhale, lifting the left leg all the way up, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep the left leg forward for pigeon on the left. Again, top of our right thigh presses onto the mat. Opening up through our left hip as much as we have space for. We'll inhale, lift our chest, and on the exhale, fold forward over the left leg. We'll take just a few more breaths here. Just allow our hips to open. If you'd like to add in a twist, inhale, reach up with the right arm. Exhale, sweep it under the left. Inhale, reach up with the left. Maybe even bring it behind you. See if you can catch the foot on the ground underneath you. And then release, placing your hands back on the mat. Bending to the right knee, see if you can catch your right foot with your right hand. Maybe bringing that foot toward your right elbow. Maybe even reaching up and over with the left arm, finding a bind here. And you can make this your own if you want to push it a little bit deeper. Maybe take your left hand, catch your right foot. And come all the way up into the full variation. And then release. Sweep the right leg forward, tuck your knees into your chest, bring yourself into low boat. If you can, begin to straighten through your legs. Bring your arms along your sides, see if you can find your balance, lifting your chest. And inhale, reach your arms up toward the ceiling. Exhale, lower into a low boat, sweeping your arms along your sides, pulling your navel toward your spine. And inhale, lifting your chest, see if you can catch the inside edges of your feet and spread your legs wide into a wide boat. Looking up toward the ceiling, rolling your shoulder blades back. bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet together so you begin to open up through your hips. Grabbing your ankles, we'll rock gently side to side to release any tightness or tension from our hips. Taking another inhale for length. On the exhale, fold forward, bringing your chest toward your toes. Maybe even use your elbows on the inside of your shins to draw your knees closer to the ground. Bringing your knees together, we'll straighten through our legs. Inhale, reach your arms up. On the exhale, fold forward, reaching toward your toes. Wherever your hands land, take another inhale to lengthen through your spine. And on the exhale, fold forward. Lifting your chest, bend our knees to bring our hips forward. Slowly roll down onto our back. Bringing our arms along our sides, bring our heels toward our hips. On the inhale, press our hips up toward the ceiling, rolling our shoulder blades under for low bridge. And slowly lower your hips back down to the mat. Tuck your knees into your chest. Rock gently side to side. Then lowering your feet back to the mat, we'll press up into our second bridge. Two options here. You can come up into full wheel, placing your hands on the mat. Inhale, lifting your hips up toward the ceiling. Maybe walking your feet a little bit closer to your hands. And exhale, lower all the way back down to the mat. Tuck your knees into your chest. This time, grab the outside edges of your feet for happy baby and rock gently side to side. Maybe even try a wide leg variation, happy baby, spreading your legs wide. Bringing your knees together, we'll lower our feet onto the mat. Inhale, reach your arms overhead and just drop your knees side to side for windshield wipers. Reaching your arms a little bit higher overhead if you have any more space. And one more time, tuck your knees into your chest. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Straighten through your entire body. Give yourself one last deep stretch. And on the exhale, bring our arms along our sides. We'll transition into our Shavasana here. Taking the last few minutes of class to melt into our mats. Releasing any tension from our bodies. Clearing our minds and resting for a moment in Shavasana. Shavasana, you can open your eyes, a little bit of feeling and life into your fingers and toes. And give yourself another big stretch, reaching your arms overhead. Gently tucking your knees into your chest, rocking gently side to side. When you're ready, gradually making your way to a seat on your mat. Finish right where we started in a simple seat on our mat, allowing the back of our wrists to rest on our knees. Take one last deep inhale from here, reaching our arms overhead, opening, expanding our lungs to the fullest for the last time. And on the exhale, pressing our palms to heart center. Thank you for joining me. It was my honor and privilege to guide you in your practice. May we all stay safe and healthy. Have a beautiful rest of your Saturday. Namaste.